Hey, welcome back everybody to the Goat Bro Garage, and today I've got all the parts assembled ready to go for my 2023 Honda CRF250R build, and it's going to be a good build. Super simple build, nothing really crazy about this, but first of all, the Honda CRF250R, you know, if you've read about it and you've heard people talk about it, the biggest issue on this motorcycle that I've heard problems with is the front suspension. And I took care of that. I took care of that with the factory connection fork revalve. So that's got a full fork revalve. I have a whole nother video you can watch, where I talk about what I did to this and what I had factory connection do to it actually. So they did the full revalve and they put in their proprietary performance kit, all right? So these forks are not the same forks. These are completely different forks altogether. Got the little works connection fork bleeders on them, and all my settings are there. And this bike has been tore down, getting ready for the rebuild, right? So I'm gonna go over every part that I'm putting on this motorcycle, and I'm gonna talk why I picked it and why I think it's a good way to go. Now, the FMF pipe, I have a whole nother video on this. This FMF full system, this is the stainless steel system, not the titanium system. So no weight savings here, but I imagine the performance benefits would still be the same. It's got the carbon fiber end cap, right? It's a great looking exhaust, but I'm not a huge fan of this particular implementation of it. Now, I've seen pro circuit pipes and yash pipes for the CRF250R, and it's interesting, right? Because right here, for example, we have a part for a retainer spring to go on here, but on the header itself, there is nothing, right? So I can't use a spring there. I don't know if that's a big deal or not. Then here in the front, there's also spring retainers. You got the little retainer brackets on there, and you got the holes set up to hook the springs. But the springs did not come with it, right? So I had to buy these springs. These are an FMF accessory. They're cheap, $8, no big deal. So I bought those springs, bought 2 of them, so I intend to use them here. Don't know why it doesn't come with springs. I think that's kind of weird. And then this, again, no spring, no way to attach the spring, just this one bracket. And I've seen pre-production versions of this pipe where they actually have all 3 springs hooked on. And if you look at the yash pipe and you look at the pro circuit pipe, they also have retainer springs on all 3 areas, right? So I don't know what's going on there, kind of weird. Do you need that retainer spring in the center? Now, the stock pipe does not have any retainer springs. It doesn't have any on the header. It's just straight up bolted on and that's it. So probably don't even need them, but I'm gonna put them on anyway. And then the header and the exhaust, they the mid pipe connection, they have just a ring that screws down and holds those 2 pieces tight. So again, quite a bit difference in how it all works, right? But you know, it's gonna be bolted on nice and tight. I don't expect there to be any problems. I'll seal it up real good, and it looks awesome. So I'm just hoping for the best on that one. Going for a works connection oil filter cover. Again, that's just really a cosmetic update. Works connection engine plugs, again, another cosmetic update. They look cool, and there's no real functional gain from those. Now, the stainless steel reusable oil filter, I always use these, and I think they're a really good investment. I happen to go this time with the PC Racing stainless steel. I usually always use Scott's Performance, but the Scott's Performance filters are $80 versus this filter was like, I think it was like 35 or 40. They're both R304 stainless steel mesh. They both filter down to 35 microns, and I can't tell any difference between them at all. So why not save 40 or 50 bucks on the equivalent filter? That's what I thought anyway, right? So I went for this one. I'm not really worried about that. First time ever though I've strayed away from a Scott's Performance filter. Now I got the shift lever. I just got a Moose Racing shift lever. Again, not a lot of performance benefit from that, but it's what I went with. I think it looks cool. I went with a 1.4 bar radiator cap. The stock is 1.1. I just think the 1.4, you know, it just prevents boil over and just a little more peace of mind in keeping the fluid inside the radiator. You don't want to go too high, right? You can go 1.8 and go 2. You go too high and then you start running into issues where if you build up too much pressure, you can blow a seal or a gasket or whatever, and that could be worse, right? So you don't want to go too high. I went 1.4. Chain, I went with a Sunstar chain, and when I looked at these, this is a Gold Racing chain. The reason I went with this is because it has probably the highest tensile strength I've seen when you do comparisons on chains. So I went ahead and went with that, and I don't like chains stretching and having to adjust them all the time, so I think I'll get a lot of value out of that. Sunstar Works Triple Star rear sprocket. I just think that's an awesome sprocket. It just looks great. It's going to look great on the bike. Since I'm going to be pulling the water pump off and replacing it, which I'll show you in a minute, I went with the Samco Sport silicone hoses, and these are supposed to be stronger and more durable than the stock hoses, so you know that should be good, right? And because I have the water pump off and I'm pulling the hoses off, I thought I'll just replace the hoses and they look cool. So these are kind of cool. I went with these Fastway pegs. I've heard that the anodizing doesn't hold up really well, but you know, they look cool. They're way bigger, better than the stock pegs. They offer a lot of adjustability. So I think that's a pretty good mod over the stock pegs. All right, which are pretty basic. All right, so I think that's going to be a really nice mod. I'm going to throw out the stock air filter and put in a twin air. I always run twin air or unis, and the uni is a good option too. I might end up actually going with the uni in the future, but I want to see how the twin air goes in there. You can see here's the stock filter in here. That'll be replaced. They have a performance kit too that I've considered, but I want to get in and have a good look at it and see what it's all about before I go down that route, because their performance kit's really expensive. Last but not least is this Boyesen super cooler, and I run these super coolers a lot. I believe in these things. If you pull out your stock impeller and compare it to this one, the Boyesen, it's way different. I mean, this thing is way bigger, more aggressive. There's no doubt in my mind this thing flows a ton more water, ton more coolant through the water pump. And this pump is supposed to be way better designed so that it's a lot more hydrodynamic. And so I'm expecting that, you know, they say it's a 25-degree cooler temperature in your engine, but you know, I'm not going to measure it, but I assume there will be a cooling advantage for sure, and it'll look cool, right? So that's it. It's a pretty simple build. It's not going to take me long to put it all together. And again, I think probably the biggest mod on the whole bike and the most important mod on the whole bike is these factory connection forks. You know, other than that, I could have probably just done those forks and been super happy with this motorcycle. All this other stuff over here is just nice to have, right? But again, I'm going to be putting it on. I'll do a first start. You can hear it run with the new exhaust and see it all together in the near future. So stay tuned for that. And then I'm going to get it out and ride it and let you know how I go with that and how it feels. So I hope you guys enjoy this build. Stay tuned for the finished product.